All right, so let's go ahead and check out the Cosmic Orange iPhone 17 Pro. Here is the box. There we go. This is the color I almost got, ended up not getting just because I feel like the commitment here is a little bit too strong for me. But let's see if I change my mind over the silver one that I ended up picking. Let's open this here. And there we go. Yeah, that is polarizing to me. It is a very interesting color. So like right off the bat, I do like this orange a lot. Like I'm more of the type of person to like this type of orange right here. Not a fan of this metallic orange, I gotta say. It is interesting looking. It is cool. It's definitely eye-catching and definitely unique in the iPhone lineup. This really stands out more than probably any color they've ever released. Like this is crazy. It's a very pumpkin-y kind of Halloween-esque orange. But overall, yeah, it is pretty cool looking, I would say. It's not my style, but it looks neat. It looks neat. I don't know if I could daily this every day. Let's go ahead here and open the front here to see it from the front. And I think this is mainly the reason why I couldn't do it every day. I'm not just a fan of looking at these orange lines here on the front. It does look kind of cool though, actually. Here, let's just do a quick comparison to the silver from the front so you can see this. And I don't know, they stand out and pop up just as much basically as the silver because they're both bright. Of course, if you're going to want to not see these very much, you're going to probably want to go deep blue since that's the dark color this year. But there you go. There's the screen on the orange. I don't know. Maybe I do like it. Maybe it's one of those colors that I'll just end up liking over time a little bit more. But here is kind of your first look there of the silver and the orange. I think one of the things for me that I'm not liking about the silver a lot is that kind of almost white glass back on here. In person, both of these aren't as bright quite as they're looking here on camera. That's mainly because since it is glass, it kind of does reflect it a lot and make it look a lot brighter than it actually is in person. But they still do look noticeably, like there's this big contrast between the back, the actual aluminum, and then these ceramic shield backs here. So I don't know, what do you think? Which one would you choose here? I do wish this silver had been just full straight on silver, or the accent had been black. I think that would have been a little cooler looking, more like the first gen iPhone. And even for this orange, I actually think it would have benefited from a darker orange here instead of lighter. Yeah, these backs right here, if you're curious about how they feel kind of like the coating that's on like an Apple trackpad. If you ever use that, that's kind of what it feels like. Or maybe even a MacBook trackpad a little bit. Feels like that, but that's kind of how it feels. It feels very smooth, very nice. I do like the feeling of that. And just real quick, what else in the unbox? Just nothing else really. You get the USB-C to USB-C braided cable. I do wish we started getting colored cables. That'd be super cool. And then just like a little pamphlet telling you about the iPhone and getting started in that. But really, honestly, nothing in the box here. But yeah, here, of course, we're using aluminum on the sides versus titanium from the previous year, which feels cheaper. I also think looks cheaper. I do like the feeling of aluminum. I always have since it's like kind of nice and cold to the touch, but I have become kind of a fan of the titanium and it kind of does suck that they're going away with it. I did have heating issues with this phone over the past year though, so maybe that'll fix that. So it better at least. Like if this phone overheats once, I'm making a video on this and I'm going to say that Apple just did this to save money. And that's my conclusion because no way, if this overheats, they got to be joking. But yeah, overall, like look at it there. I mean, it just looks kind of cool. It is just kind of weird that there's so many things going on. Like you have the orange, you got the black, you got the white dot here from the flash, you have this lighter orange, and just a lot of things going on in the back. I think they could have just done kind of a black kind of motif back here with everything a little bit more. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm curious to see what you all think about this color. I definitely do like it more than Desert Titanium from last year. So at least there's that. Now, if you do want to protect this phone and keep it safe, that's where our sponsor for today's video comes in, ESR. They have their new tough magnetic case in a matching color, of course, but in a bunch of other colors as well. And the great thing is that this is kind of a dual part case. So it has like the inner silicone part and the outer plastic part to protect your phone. And this is going to be military graded to up to 7 times. So that means you can drop this thing from up to 23 feet and it's going to be perfectly fine. So there's that first part of the case, which is going to protect it from all the drops and everything. And then here's the second part of the case, that outer shell with the accents. And of course, it also has the stash stand right here, which is a full-on dedicated stand that you can use to prop up your phone, which is like one of my favorite things in this case, is it just lets you watch videos and everything. You can even prop it up like this. So either way you want to prop it up, it's super cool. And of course, it highlights the little whole piece that we have here for the camera bar this year. On top of that, it has like some of the best MagSafe magnets I've ever used. They're like 1500 G of magnetic force. And this thing just doesn't come off when you put them on MagSafe items, which is just absolutely insane. So if you want something really secure that's going to protect your phone, make sure to check out the ESR Tough case and all their other cases that they have on their lineup. And thanks to ESR for sponsoring this video. Now, the more that I look at this color, the more I'm kind of getting used to it. I don't know, and it's kind of fun. I think if you ordered it, there's a big chance you're going to like it and keep it. It is definitely an interesting color. It's a unique thing, I think, because I would never own something like this. Maybe I'm a little bit attracted to it. I don't know. It's interesting. And I think it's also partly due to the fact that I'm just not too wowed by the silver because of that white accent on the back, which just kind of ruins it for me. So this kind of looks more just playful and overall on brand with this big square back here than the silver one does. Now, if you want to see it a little further away here while talking and texting, let me show it to you here with some B-roll so that you can see that. And you can kind of see it change slightly in the lighting as I kind of move it around and kind of use it. That bottom bar, or that, I don't know, the glass back, the ceramic shield does reflect and change the most out of anything on the phone. Like it might look a little lighter sometimes, a little darker other times. The actual aluminum definitely doesn't change too much. It definitely has a lot of depth to it because of the way it reflects the light. Yeah, you also have those kind of smooth out corners and everything. It's that unibody design that Apple did for this, which is interesting as well. So it's all one piece back here. So I do kind of like it. And I don't know, do I regret getting the silver over the orange? Honestly, I wish that was a straight answer because it's not. I still prefer natural titanium and the overall look of the phone than this year's. But yeah, obviously, if you want to make it known that you have the new one, then the orange it is. And yeah, it's a polarizing color, I gotta say. It's one of the most interesting colors we've had in a long time. It's none of these colors are beating out like the ultramarine from last year or teal. I think those are some of my favorite colors that Apple has taken out. But this orange right here is definitely going to be up there and just, you know, an iconic Apple color for how weird and odd it is. Like it's really un-Apple-like in my opinion, seeing it on person here. But it is kind of pretty cool. I am liking all the lines here, the accents as well. And I just, I don't know, like, would I switch it to this orange one is my question. I'm always so iffy about colors. I don't know what I want, even after I've already bought one right here. I think overall, though, I would just base it based on like how this is going to look with cases. And here, just for example, we use some of ESR's cases as well here, just so you can see. And like with a clear case, I think this will look pretty cool for sure. Very basic as you might expect. And this is just to give you an idea how it's going to look with cases. I know most of you are using cases. So one of the problems here though is now you can't mix and match with any crazy colors really, right? Like pink's not going to go. Green, you could do a green-orange combo. That might look kind of cool, like outdoorsy, and maybe I would do that. Yeah, that could work right there. It's interesting. It's just such a weird orange that it kind of looks almost like a fake phone to me, but I'm kind of liking it a little bit. Let's see here. With like just black accents, I was afraid that it might look a little too Halloween-y, and it quite doesn't. Like, obviously, it's orange and black, so it's going to have some Halloween aspect to it, but it's not to the point that's like, oh, that's obviously Halloween. Not really. It just, I guess, looks like the new iPhone. Blue and orange might go, so it might not be the worst color since a lot of these kind of accents are very adventure forward, so that's kind of good. So it does work with quite a bit of cases out there, really. And then again, another kind of black, but frosted a little so you can see kind of how the orange looks a little bit frosted and toned down. But yeah, you're always going to see that orange through it, and it's really, really going to come down to if you can put up with this for as long as you're going to own the phone. Like, do you want to commit to such a polarizing color that might go out of fashion within a year? I don't know. Now, odds are that next year we will get probably the silver coming back. Whether that's with a different colored back or not, it might make a comeback. And so the orange is going to immediately look at a date once next year's comes out. So if you're holding this for a couple years, do you want that? And are you okay with that? And if you're not, well, then maybe you do want a color that'll blend in more with like the colors that are coming out in the couple years. And that's such a little thing, but you know, I like to mention as many things as I can to try to help y'all on choosing a color and not make a mistake and not have to go to the store and return it. But there you go. That is the orange. This right here is the silver. Let me know what you think. Which one would you get here if you had to choose, or which one are you getting if you're getting these? Because I'm curious if you prefer white on silver or just orange and orange. So yeah, I am looking forward to opening this blue one in the next video. So make sure that you go check that one out once it's up here. And yeah, I think this one's going to be a hit because that blue tone looks really nice. My brother got that one. I saw him with it, and it just kind of looks like it might be the best color of the three. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.